And welcome back to episode 2 of also known as Final Fantasy IV.
All right.
So, to continue bitching like I was doing earlier,
Fantastic. Who doesn't love that?
actually, something that is not so easily. It's kind of a pro and a con,
Okay.
but I do think that pacing is something that older JRPGs do a lot better than newer ones. Where I mean, if you think about the last episode to this one,
Yeah.
um, quite a bit happened.
A lot did happen.
And if you compare that to modern JRPGs, where most of the opening takes like 7 hours just to get, like, okay, let's not hyperbole because you don't need to hyperbole. It's legitimately about an hour to 2 hours, depending on the game, just to actually, for the game to actually start.
Yeah.
And it's too slow in my opinion. And
It. Yeah. Can be.
it's not it's not just beginnings either. There's a lot of pacing issues in modern JRPGs and maybe just RPGs in general.
Honestly, I feel like that's not just an RPG problem. It's just we see it in RPGs more because they're more story heavy. I think that's like
Video game
ci-
problem.
a problem with being so more like cinematographic, which isn't the word, but you know what I mean? Where they're trying so hard to be a movie and show everything that everything's got to be this big giant, scene. Whereas
I mean,
the like these older ones where they don't have that capability, they can have that 20-minute cutscene in about 30 seconds with sprites, and it still
doesn't
tells
work
this.
as well.
I would say it still tells the same story, but not as detailed, but also not as bloated,
Well,
depending on
oh, right. I recomposed music for this.
Huh. Anyway,
um, I mean, I feel like it's not any singular thing. I feel like I should say that first of all. I feel like it's a conglomeration of things.
okay.
So you're right insofar as cinematography takes up a lot of time,
Hmm.
but I don't think cinematography is, the bad thing in the sense that it can add a lot to the scene.
Yeah.
I think that there's also just a problem of everybody talking way too fucking long and way too much to where it's like, okay, I get it, shut the fuck up sometimes.
Yeah.
They're like little character moments, but at the same time, there's so effing many of them that it drags down the pacing of the overall story.
Okay.
But there's also a lot of just general bloat
Yeah.
designed, I think, to make, and this is where I agree with you very much in the concept of all games,
Yeah.
where there's this idea that games need to be certain lengths these days.
Yeah. You need to get your length. You need to get your size, and that's
So
sometimes more
like,
important than.
for example, because I don't know, it's just one that always stuck out in my head. In Tales of Berseria,
Okay.
there's one part where you're sailing to a place and then people get sick on your boat and
Okay.
then you have to stop and go and get the cure.
And that just felt like.
And it's this whole entire part that is just padding.
Okay.
And
I do not remember where I'm supposed to go here.
what are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to buy something? Are you trying to leave?
I think I'm
What are
supposed to
you trying
leave.
to do?
I think I'm supposed to leave. Go find a fucking. Ooh, fucker.
We okay, whatever. Anyway,
So glad we know what's going on.
you need to go find Tella in the cave. Go with him.
Alright. She doesn't have her magic yet, just says choke the bow.
So there's a lot of just bloat to stories to artificially make the game longer.
Okay.
Whether it be in sequences that don't necessarily advance the plot, cutscenes that don't necessarily blend into the plot. But one of the big ones is redundancies.
Okay.
And this is where, while I like Persona 5, it does absolutely have the tendency to say the same thing over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
And it's something that whenever I go back and play older Super Nintendo RPGs, yeah, admittedly, because the games do end a lot shorter, they do have a much more challenging time creating the same kind of emotional resonance.
Yeah.
But there's also not the bloat.
True.
And sometimes it's nice that shit can just fucking happen and not take 12 years.
And not take forever to finally get going.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if this was Final Fantasy 13, we'd still be in the prologue.
We would, but it would be a lot flashier.
Again,
yeah.
And this is where it comes back to it's hard because Persona 4 is a game that notoriously has an incredibly long opening sequence.
True.
It takes like 2 hours.
It's
like usually an hour and a half to 2 hours for the game to actually begin.
But
also, please stop using darkness against zombies. It doesn't work.
It did more than attack. Attack only did like 10.
Ugh.
I'm pretty sure I'll just try it again, but yeah, see? The only thing that
using that dark sword.
Like the only thing that did damage was her blizzard, and she's out of it. Oh shit, I used attack again.
Anyway, I got a work email. Sorry. But yeah, I don't know.
It does feel like these older games move faster. And for better or for worse, and I think sometimes it's both of those things.
That's the thing, is it's not... You end up gaining something but losing something, and it feels like there's a sweet spot that sometimes you hit and sometimes you don't.
What do I have a spear? Where did I get a spear from?
Kane, when you departed your party.
Oh, and I got all this shit? That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, after getting my ass kicked by zombies, I think I need to go back to the fucking inn.
And it's not all Super Nintendo. Yeah, it's not strictly because it's on the Super Nintendo, because Final Fantasy VI, as I recall, actually has quite a long opening sequence.
Okay.
But I think for me, what really kind of separates it, because I started talking about Persona 4.
Yeah.
I really like Persona 4's opening sequence because shit is always happening.
Yeah, I was gonna say, in that one, I don't mind that it takes 2 hours, because it's generally 2 enjoyable hours.
Yeah, like stuff is happening non-stop.
Whereas in some of these
that.
other ones, nothing's happening for 2 hours.
Well, I was also going to use Midgard in Final Fantasy VII as another example of one that I enjoy because the story is constantly happening. It's so clipped. It's story scene, story scene, story scene. It's linear and focused, but
I mean, also in that
the plot is progressing.
Well, in that one, I think part of it too is you get to actually do combat in the first like 5 minutes, which, at least for like some of these other cases, you don't. That first 2 hours is all just 2 hours of cutscene. There's not hardly any combat thrown in, so it just feels even more like.
It doesn't even need to be combat, though, in my opinion, because I think of like Chrono Trigger, where the fair has so many things you can do.
Yeah.
So many neat little,
just
that
interactive.
That's yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'd say that one takes a long time to get going because it's kind of up to you how long it takes, but there's things to do.
Yeah, it's not watching a movie again. It's not a hour-long cutscene where you walk and then there's another 25-minute cutscene.
And not only that, like, because again, I keep thinking of like Berseria, where to me the opening felt really long.
Okay.
Like that is a game that to me felt like it took a long time before it started going.
Fucker. I'm glad I came here just for him to tell me to fuck off.
I guess you either need to talk to somebody in town.
I might remember if I paid attention to the fucking talking bits.
I'm trying. Yeah, it's like I'm trying to remember the exact sequence because I think Tella is. I don't know if you go and recruit Edgar now and then come back with Edgar, or if you need to go through the cave before you.
I don't know. We shall see.
Yeah, check north. I think they said there was a castle to the north.
That sounds right.
But you get what I'm saying, like pacing. It's the important thing to me is that the fucking plot is moving, and I think that's part of what makes Berseria so frustrating in a way.
Yeah.
And again, Berseria is not even the worst about it. It's just
it's an easy one to use.
It's fresher in my mind.
Okay.
That's really all it comes down to. It's not anything I have against the game. It's just actually been quite a while since I've played a JRPG.
Okay. Alright, now we're gonna try going this way.
But ultimately, I prefer, and this is where I come back to writing. It's not binary.
Yeah.
It's not good or bad. It's scales of each, and just because you don't do something good doesn't make it automatically bad.
Okay.
But the best scenes, the pinnacle scenes, develop characters and advance the plot.
Yeah.
And it feels like a lot of what RPGs in general do today are either scenes that advance the plot or
character scenes and not
character scenes. Yeah. And like I said, it's hard. It's really fucking hard. And especially when a lot of the character scenes, the moments where characters are just characters, people like those.
Yeah.
But I feel that the ratio is dragging down too much on the overall pacing of the stories in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
And again, that's where I come back to like Persona 5, where like it's a good game and I love it. I just wish that it was paced a little bit better and it didn't repeat information so many damn times. Like, I get it. I like these characters, but I don't need to listen to them talk about the metaverse for like 20 minutes and ultimately have nothing new to say.
Well,
but you got a wacky scene where Ryoji did something stupid, or Ryuji.
You gotta make sure that you understand, because some players are dumb. You might be one of them.
And I honestly wonder if this might be part of why the JRPGs have had kind of a mild resurgence. Is just, look, we explained the same shit 17,000 times now.
It's easy. Yeah. Because they didn't in these games. If you got lost and didn't know what to do, there's no hand holding, no help in these. You'll just be fucking wandering around for 20 minutes rambling about shit because you don't know where to go. Just throwing that out there. But yeah, I mean,
And you're the one playing, not me.
I know, and
This can't be pinned on me.
see, this is the moment where the background guy goes on Google and finds out where to go to make the player guy not look dumb. You think I never did that for you?
I'm pretty sure you didn't.
I've done that a bunch of times. Well, probably not, because I think because you usually play Chrono Trigger, which we've played a billion times.
I was going to say, I almost always play games that we've played.
Except for Lufia. I remember that one was...
which we never finished.
I don't care, bitch. Yeah, we never did finish that one. Yeah, bitch is in the back row. What do you want? Oh, that's right. I have to go find Rosa. And...
Yeah, she's in the house.
Wasn't I already in this house and then said no or some shit? There we go. I thought there was someone sick here. Yeah. Alright. Now I have to go to the cave.
Yep.
I was dumb. Alright.
I mean, and okay, I'm gonna be a cunt again. How did Rosa get here if the way to the castle was bombed out?
I don't know. It's a good question. That's actually a good question. I can't even bullshit and answer that one. I don't know. Airship.
I guess.
I don't know.
Plot inconsistency.
Yeah, see, that's why I thought it was the little fucking girl whose name I can't remember who got sick. Rydia.
Oh, nope.
'Cause I
No, she just gets eaten by a Leviathan whale.
Because I knew someone got sick in that village. So we had to go and cure them.
Somebody got sick who is definitely a character that we care about because they're sick.
It's Rosa. We care about Rosa. She's our love interest.
We care about Rosa because we saw her in one scene.
Exactly. But that one scene established that she was our love interest.
Which is why Cecil cares.
See, we could have cared more if that 5-second cutscene was really a 10-minute movie. We could.
And that's where I come back to. It's like it didn't. There needs to be a spot in the middle.
Yeah.
You need more than a 1-second cutscene to care.
But if you're too much more than a 1-second cutscene, then it's just padding.
Yeah, but it's Jesus Christ. I get the fucking point. Velvet likes her little brother, and she leads a happy family life. Got it.
Then bad stuff happens. All right, yeah,
got it. Oh Jesus, dude. We don't need to live 3 days of her life. Like I like the fact that we get to see that flashback.
Yeah.
See that whole flashback thing. Is it even a flashback? I don't remember.
I mean, you played it, but.
But my point is, okay, that the idea of that was good because it addresses the problem that I have in this. Is that like, okay, you never see Cecil as anything other than what he is.
Mm-hmm.
But you know that scene established that, or that what do you call it? Situation, part, segment, whatever. Yeah. It showed you Velvet before she was a psycho bitch. So good job. It just went on a little too long.
Went on a lot too long, but yeah, I get your point.
And that's what I mean. It's like you just
there's a middle ground
yes.
where it, yeah, you've said the same thing a billion times, just like RPGs do. But yeah,
exactly.
There we go.
Because I know our viewers are dumb because they're watching us.
They are watching us, and there are a million better choices.
And that's what makes them dumb, and that's why I'm repeating things over and over.
It helped the RPG genre, so you know, it might help our viewer count. We'll go from 0 up to like 1, or 1 to 2,
Or 1 to 0 like it should be.
or 1 to 0 like it should be. Yay, level up.
She is already level 10. That's one weird thing that I find. I wonder if we did an episode on this
What?
of the discusses. When
Damn it.
RPGs start at a level other than 1.
Doesn't sound familiar. I don't think we did, but
So like Cecil starts at level 10
yeah.
and Rydia starts at level 1 and she's already level 10.
And she's, yeah, now she's like 1 level below him.
And I think when Cecil becomes a paladin, his level gets reset.
I think you might be right, yeah.
And does anything carry over? I don't remember if his stats carry over at all.
I don't know. We'll find out.
It's so weird.
But there's not a point to it, because they just catch up in levels so damn fast.
It's so weird.
I got a diet food. What the fuck's a diet food?
Cures pig.
Oh, that's dumb.
I mean, you clearly don't remember the Super Nintendo version of this.
What did it have?
So the Super Nintendo version of this game in North America and maybe Europe, I don't know, was actually heavily dumbed down.
Okay.
So like Cecil's darkness move didn't even exist. A couple of moves were removed.
Really?
That's an interesting phrase. Moves were removed. Anyway. All status ailment curing items, curatives,
Yeah.
were consolidated into a single item called Remedy
Oh,
that
okay.
costs 10 gil.
Oh shit, damn. That sounds easy.
Yep. And stats were adjusted and the game was made easier overall.
Huh. And they
And
went
then
and they went back to the old way in this, where there's more, but
well, they went. I think the Super Nintendo version is the only one that has all those modifications. I'm pretty sure every release since then was
oh, okay.
Fixed.
Okay.
But I know the 3D one on the DS
That was dumb.
is supposedly quite a bit more challenging.
Okay.
The one that I was gonna do a let's play of, but battles run at 15 frames per second, which is fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's kind of not great. I don't know. I looked through the little discussion about this, and people were saying that this one was like super easy. Which, whatever, I'm fine with.
Yeah, I don't know. I played the PSP version.
Yeah, that's what I.
Well, I should say the PSP version is the one I finally finished.
Yeah, I think that's the one I played too. Or no, did I play the PS1 version?
Yeah, the PS1 version is the one where I got to the final boss and then pieced out on.
Yeah, I think the PS1 is the one that I did, because...
And then I have the Game Boy Advance one as well.
Yeah?
I have all the Final Fantasies on the Game Boy Advance.
Really?
Yep. Well, 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6.
Okay. Alright,
That's the thing, like, you'd think I really love this franchise, but I just keep trying it in hopes that it'll click someday. But I've long since come to terms with it.
That none of them are just gonna be the...
Like I said, they're fine. They're...
That's my opinion on kind of the series as a whole is they're fine.
I don't understand the people who think they're brilliant masterpieces, but there's shit that I'm sure that I think is a brilliant masterpiece that nobody understands why I think that.
It's like
So
they're not the best JRPGs there are, but they're they're fine. They're all good. They're
they're all good is a comment that I don't agree with
they're not all good, but
because two happened. Um. Oh, okay, I see.
what?
I was like, what happened to the walls of the cave? But it zoomed in,
It zoomed in
and
so we could have this like scene moment. It's weird.
by zoomed in, I mean all the characters are the same size.
No, they're not. Oh shit, they are. Weird.
Also, those are up against the wall in this scene.
And on the other one, they were not. All right. Well, I think
Oh, the
that's
dumb
our
shit I
time.
notice when I don't have to play the game. I wonder if I'd probably notice that even if I was playing the game on a piece of shit like that.
Yeah, maybe, probably.
Join us next time for when I'm still a piece of shit and he's still playing the game.
Yay! Later.